All right, welcome back everyone. Today I'm going to be reviewing the MTM PF22.2 foam cannon. Now this is kind of the industry standard. This is like, you know, most detail shops are gonna have this in their arsenal. It's very, very well known. The brand is very well known for being premium. So we're gonna go ahead and jump into this. I did buy a kit on Amazon. And in this kit comes the PF22. It comes with the SGS28 little stubby wand gun. And it also comes with the mezzo adapter where it's basically a bypass valve. Let me go ahead and open this up. Well, I'll show you guys all that stuff. But just so you know, in today's video, we're only gonna be looking at the PF22, testing that out and seeing the results compared to other foam cannons. In later videos, I bought this kit because I want to do a full video on that mezzo adapter, where that bypass valve we can change from foaming to rinsing and all that kind of good stuff really quickly, see if it's worth the value there. As well as this pressure washer wand. I want to open it up, look at the internals compared to the other one that I recommend that's cheaper. So anyways, guys, we're going to go ahead and open this up. I'll show you what it includes, but again, we are just reviewing the PF22 today, so keep that in mind. Okay guys, so here's the full kit that I bought. This is on Amazon. It comes with everything, and it's $250. So very, very expensive. That's more than most of the pressure washers I review and tell you guys to get. So I don't think it's an option for most. For your premium, you know, professional detailer, maybe. And I don't know if this is worth it or not. This little piece here is basically $100. Again, you plug it into your pressure washer wand, would go there. Obviously with a quick connect, it would go there. And then you can switch from your foam cannon to rinsing just with a click of the button and no worries. Is that worth it? I don't know. I'll check that out down the road and see. But today, like I said, the main thing that we're gonna be looking at is the PF22 and seeing what I think about this guy compared to some of the other ones that I've tested out. So basically, really quickly guys, they give you a whole package. Now, I know when you buy the PF22, you will get the 1.1 millimeter orifice along with the one that comes standard in it. So you get both of them right off the bat, which is super nice. And then you will get you know, a quick connection for the back and all that kind of stuff. So this one does come with other quick connects, but I think that's just for this entire kit. It also came with some of their own soap. So anyways, guys, we're gonna go ahead and open this up real quick. I'm just focusing on the PF22. So I'm gonna go ahead and assemble this guy. I'm gonna pull this stuff out. Put this stuff to the side really quickly. And here we go. So, standard bottle. Let's see here. It is 1,000 milliliters, so 1 liter, standard size. Nice wide bottom, so it stands up on its own. However, it does have a small opening, which I do not like. I do not like that. It makes it harder to pour chemicals in. I like the wide mouth better. Also, another thing I do not like is that the bottle is plastic and the head is brass. So, or whatever this, yeah, it's brass. Meaning, again, guys, I talked about this on the cheap foam cannons, that if you over tighten this or accidentally don't get it set up correctly while you're cranking it down, you can strip out those threads because it's metal or brass on plastic. So you can strip that out pretty easily. I'm sure they sell replacement bottles, but I just, you know, why have replacement bottles if you don't need them? So that part, I prefer to be a wide mouth bottle with plastic on plastic. Okay guys, so we're gonna go ahead and assemble this guy. First things first, you wanna put the straw on. This is gonna pick up your solution from the bottle. One thing to note that I find a lot on the cheaper branded, or on the cheaper foam cannons, and not so much on the high-end ones that I really like, is typically on the high-end ones, the straw is really, really flexible and has a little weighted piece. The Adams Boss foam cannon did, and the MJJC foam cannon Pro do. Really flexible straw, and they have a weighted system at the bottom, so it keeps this, the end of the straw in the solution. This one does not have any of that, and it's pretty stiff. I mean, I wouldn't say stiff. It's very flexible. It's just not as flexible as some of the others. So keep that in mind as well. Basic system, guys, little valve there, just push it over the top, and we're good to go there. Okay, so next I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna open up the packaging here. Again, this is different packaging than what you'll get compared to if you just order this foam cannon, which you can find for about 90 bucks. So keep that in mind, but I'm gonna go ahead and get a quick connect piece here. And I'm going to thread it on, let me make sure that's the right one. Yes, it is. Okay, so another thing to note, this is similar to the Griots. It doesn't have any sort of O-ring on here. So you'll want to use some Teflon tape to tighten that down so that it doesn't leak. They do provide it in this kit at least. So I'm gonna go ahead and secure that on there right now. And Teflon tape's super easy to use, obviously. If you've never used it, I'll show you really quickly. I'm sure most of you have though. Just take it and just wrap the threads very, very simply. You don't want to use too much because then it gets too thick and it won't thread on. We'll see if I did. So there it is. Go ahead and tighten that down. And this is just like the Griots where it's not going to seat all the way down. You can see all those threads still sitting outside of the little piece here. And I don't like that. I really don't like that. I don't see why they can't just make it so it fits clean and have a little O-ring on it. This just doesn't give me the confidence. I feel like it's gonna leak. Anyways, right inside there was the orifice, which is what restricts the water flow. And in the package, they also do give you a 1.1 millimeter orifice, which is what you need if you're using an electric pressure washer, anything that's a lower GPM and PSI, more so even GPM really. You can have a 2500 PSI, but if it's only a 1.2 GPM, you're gonna wanna switch out to this 1.1 millimeter orifice to get the most foam. In this situation, I will be testing it with the standard orifice that comes in it, and then we will switch it out to this one. So just so you guys can see that difference there. Anything else on this? Basic knob control on top restricts, I believe it restricts either air or water, but you crank it down to the right and it will create more foam versus to the left, less foam. Now I'm gonna hold this up to my microphone here, guys, because there's a tactile little click, which feels way more premium than any of the others I've ever tested. So that's really nice. Next is, this is really great too. I'm gonna move this out of the way. So right here, you guys, you have your basic valve, opens and closes, changes the degree of the fan that you're shooting. This looks way more premium than any of the others, open and close. And if you see, there's a little adjustment there. If you keep turning, that clicks into place. Now you're shooting horizontal versus vertical. So that's similar to the MJJC Foam Cannon Pro. However, the mechanism that they use on this one is 1000% better than the one on the MJJC Foam Cannon Pro. This one is really easy to open and close, and then just give it a little turn, you'll hear it click. So you can hear it click. We're shooting vertical right now, click, and now we're shooting horizontal, and then you just move this front part. It's an amazing mechanism. It feels really good. So I really, really like that. There's also a little indicators here to let you know what angle you're shooting at. So that one looks like, just straight up and down with the valve. That means you're shooting vertically. And then if you turn it, it's a little harder to see, but it's a sideways one, so now you know you're shooting horizontally. Vertical, horizontal, vertical, horizontal. Really cool. So as far as the mechanism piece goes of this foam cannon head, fantastic. All that stuff is amazing, amazing, amazing. The downfall that I don't like is the brass on the plastic for the bottle, and the fact that the straw isn't a little more flexible. That I'm not too concerned with. I think you're still gonna be fine, especially the main reason I like a soft straw is because if it doesn't have the adjustment where you can only shoot, you can only shoot vertical, then you're kind of twisting this at some point. And with the weighted system, it keeps it in the solution. With this, you should be able to just stay here, because you have the system where you can turn it and shoot it horizontal. So you may not even need a softer straw because you're never gonna be shooting it sideways. So null and void, guys. You don't have to worry about that actually. Now that I think about that, this straw is perfectly good for this foam cannon. The only thing that I don't like, again, is just that it's a small mouth opening and it's brass on plastic. But again, like I said, guys, just feeling this, I've never tested this out, just feeling the quality of the mechanisms here, that may be a non-issue. It may be worth buying extra bottles because this head feels so good in your hand, like a really good quality. So again, I'm gonna go ahead and use this foam cannon now. I'm gonna use it using Mr. Pink, using the same amount of solution, same everything across the board as I do with all my other foam cannon tests. We'll spray the back of my truck and see how it performs. So far, it's got a good weight to it, not too heavy, but it feels nice and balanced. Yeah, it feels really good. Feels really, really good. So here we go. I've got the foam cannon filled up. Again, Mr. Pink, just a little bit here. The rest is water, standard amount that I always use for all the foam cannon tests. I am just using the Ryobi 1600 PSI 1.2 GPM little block unit. Obviously, if you use a higher end unit that has more water flow, whatever, you're gonna get better foam. However, in the situation, I'm using that pressure washer across all of the foam cannons, so we get a nice consistent result. Again, this currently has the larger orifice inside of it, and so we're gonna test it this way, and then we'll go back to the other one, switch it out to a 1.1, we'll test that. I'm gonna zoom you guys in and we'll get started. All right, guys, so I'm making sure my head is tightened all the way down, adjust the spray pattern to what I like. Alrighty, there we go, and let's go ahead and test it out. So that is terrible. That is terrible. I don't know what size orifice they give you inside standard. It must be big because that's not doing anything for us. They are a professional, like, pressure washing related brand. So they may be making this specifically for high GPM, high PSI units. They give you a big orifice, but then they also do give you the 1.1. So let's just switch over to the 1.1 because this, as is not getting me anything good. I mean, that's like no foam at all. That's just soapy water. So let's go ahead and switch that out and test that out and then see where we're at. All right, guys, if you're new to the channel, I'm gonna show you how to switch out the 1.1 millimeter orifice really quickly. It's the same standard way across the board for all foam cannons. You just basically take the top off of it. You just need to back out this quick connect piece. So you can either use a wrench or a socket. Let me just go ahead and get this loosened up. Okay, so we got it loosened up. We'll back that guy out of there. Now, if you look inside, there is that little hole with a slot on it. That's your orifice. So we'll just take a flathead screwdriver, put it in that slot, and back it out. Comes falling out, and now we can put our 1.1 in there. This 1.1 still doesn't look quite as small as the 1.1s that I linked to. So maybe we'll test this and then we'll test the ones that I suggest as well and see if there's any difference between those. But let's go ahead and put this in. It does say that it's a 1.1. So that's good there. We're gonna go ahead and put the quick connect back on, and then we'll go back and test this guy out. Good to go, let's do it. All right, guys, so now we have the 1.1 millimeter orifice switched out, the one that they give us. Same exact amount of solution, everything's still the same, tightened down. This opened up, but that's fine. Let's go ahead and zoom you in and we'll test this now. All right, guys, so it's getting nice, thick foam. Like, fantastic. Great amount of foam. Let me go ahead and load it up some more so you guys can see. Yeah, very thick. Very thick. Yep, standard density to the foam for Mr. Pink. So there you go, guys. With the 1.1, it works fantastic. With whatever they give you in there originally on an electric pressure washer, it doesn't work at all. Like, it just gave me soapy water and that was it. So, but with the 1.1, fantastic. Go ahead and pop this off and rinse this off. And then I'm gonna put in a 1.1 millimeter orifice that I buy, that they're aftermarket, that I'll link to down in the description below. See if there's any difference, because just looking at them, the hole does seem smaller. So we may be able to get even more foam out of this. So I'm gonna go ahead and test that. I'm not gonna take you guys over to film how to do it, because I already showed you that. I'm just gonna go ahead and do it real quick. I'll be right back. Okay guys, I'm back. I just switched out with a 1.1 millimeter orifice that I buy aftermarket, not the one that it came with, just to see it. Like I said, it seems a little bit smaller. So I'm gonna test it and see if it improves the foam production even more. And so here we go. I'm gonna zoom you in and let's test. And yes, it does, guys. It's even thicker. Even thicker than it was. So keep that in mind. If you guys want even more foam, you can switch to the aftermarket 1.1. I'll link that down in the description below. It's not a substantial difference. The 1.1 they give you is fine. It gets enough foam. But if you want even more, that's how you do it. Okay, guys, now really quickly, I'm going to go ahead and test the ability. All right, cool. That's what I was concerned with. So when I was showing you guys before, let me make this a little brighter for you, if I can. Okay, so when I was showing you guys before this, you turn it and then you keep turning it and it'll rotate for you. Now, in theory, I was like, that's really cool. But then I was thinking, just about to use it, if I set my spray pattern to the angle that I want, I have to turn the whole thing to get it to click over to go horizontal, and then I'm losing the spray pattern that I wanted. So I don't like that. But I just did a little test, and you can leave this as is and then just grab from the gray part and flip it over, and it doesn't adjust your spray pattern at all. So it's good to go. So I'm gonna go ahead and just show you guys that really quickly. Let me drop this back down so you can see better. And here we go. Let me zoom you guys back in. All right, guys, so I'm gonna start vertical. Oops. I guess I started horizontal. So starting vertical. Now, if I was working on a roof and I wanted to get a more easy, consistent coverage, switch horizontal. And we're good to go. So that mechanism, yeah, that mechanism works perfectly. So let's go back to the bench and we'll talk about this real quick. All right, guys, so my final thoughts on the MTM PF22. Few things that I really like about it, a few things that I don't like about it so much. One thing that I don't like about it is the bottle. That's really the only part that I don't like about it. It's just the bottle. It's nice that it's wide and it does stand up on its own. I just prefer a wide mouth opening so it's easier to pour your soap in. And I prefer it when it's plastic on plastic for the connection point so you don't have to worry about stripping out the threads. Outside of that, the mechanism itself in the foam cannon here, unbelievable, feels more premium, and just amazingly engineered, more than any of the other foam cannons that I've ever tested. MTM Hydro, made in Italy, it says. All this stuff, guys, all the clicking, all the mechanisms are so smooth. Everything feels great. It's got a good tactile feel, tactile feel with the little clicks between everything. Fantastic foam cannon. Again, 90 bucks. If you're just getting the foam cannon by itself or in a small kit where it comes with soap or something. I'll link that down below. I'll also link the entire kit that I bought. Again, that's super expensive, and I will be reviewing other pieces that came in the kit down the road. But for now, that's your review for this guy. Also, like I said, it came with the 1.1 millimeter orifice, and it also does come with additional little foam, little mesh screens. And what that is it's actually inside the head here, and that's your foam generator. All right, guys, and one last thing to mention on the PF22 is something that's cool. Again, I don't like the bottle, but this is cool that they give you the option. So here's your bottle. You can take it off of the actual head of the foam cannon, They give you a little top you can screw on, at least in this kit. And now you can store your liquid ready to go. Just put the top on and get to work. Now, just like with any foam cannon, they do recommend that you run clean water through this after you use it, just to keep everything clean and clear in there, especially the filter. If you're using a soap that has a wax additive, it can clog up that filter, that mesh filter in the front. So just to help elongate the life of your foam cannon, rinse it out. You just spray clean water through, take it off, take the soap off and run clean water through it and you're good to go. And that's it, guys. There's your MTM PF22. Great unit, guys. Again, not too much of a fan of the bottle, but the mechanism itself is unreal, like really good. So it's got its plus and minuses compared to some of the other ones. Some of the other ones have the metering system and all that kind of stuff, but then that one doesn't have the ability to shoot horizontal and vertical. So it's a toss up, but yes, guys, this is a fantastic unit. So that's it for this video. I hope that helps you guys. Please make sure to like the video. Make sure you're subscribed and turn on your notifications so you don't miss any upcoming videos, and we'll see you on the next one.